Hey guys, it's Steven from KR Motorsports, just coming in on our weekly update here. So this is the SR20 Miata that we're working on here. We got power steering plumbed up. The rack on the bottom actually uses a M16 1.5, so we converted that to a 6AN here. This is a PTFE line. Keep in mind guys, that power steering, you can see up to like excess of 3,000 PSI, so you really don't want to use like your regular hose. This is actually a pre-made hose from Fragola. It's a PTFE line, but it's crimped and everything, so it should be good here. This turbo is a journal bearing turbo, so we had to block off the coolant lines. The coolant line on the block is a M14 1.5. It's actually the same, believe it or not, as a Honda oil pan drain plug. So if you need one of those, that's where you need to get it from. Make sure you get the shortest one that you can find. We were able to pick one up from our local auto parts store. And this is our downpipe here. It's all tacked up, it's not ready all the way in. We're using an ISR manifold here for the SR, and it comes pretty close here, right here, as you guys can see. Fortunately enough, there's actually like about ½ an inch of a lip over here. We've had to clearance this. We're gonna take the motor back out and box this all up, but we're gonna trim a little bit more here because the downpipe sits right on this guy. And for those who are asking, that I know is gonna ask, we're only able to fit a 2.5. Even after clearancing all this out, 3 inch is gonna be extremely difficult, I think. As far as charge piping goes, we're just going to essentially run a straight down here. And we're gonna go down here, then make a 90. Again, it's gonna be 2.5 inch pipe. And on this side, we have the 6AN to 5/16 hose. On this particular Miata, since it's a 993 car, both fuel feed and return are 5/16. So 6AN to 5/16, 6AN to 5/16. That'll run down to these hoses and then we'll be good there. One last thing that I do want to talk about is the wiring harness. So we are using a Wiring Specialties universal harness. The harness is self-contained. It's got its own fuse box, and you just run your normal power, ground, key on power type stuff. We actually are going to run it through here. So to access this area though, you actually have to take the windshield wiper and the factory fuse box out. There's quite a bit of space down here, so we're on the other side of the firewall. So we're just gonna get a hole saw and we're gonna slowly cut through this until we make it to the other side and feed all the lines in. So the next thing that we're doing again is we're gonna be pulling the motor back out just so we can box everything up. Dry shaft has already made it here. So we use one of our local dry shaft shops here, and that set us back about 700 bucks or so for a one-piece steel. But no big deal. Other than that, that's kind of where we're at right now. So this project, fortunately enough, is going along relatively smoothly, and hopefully by next week we can get it all buttoned up and, you know, cranking on the first start.